I'm Joey.
I'm Jason.
And this is Metal
Monster
Review. It's been a little while since we've done a review, but it feels good to be back doing one. So, being as that we haven't done a review in a while, it's like, well, hell's fire, we haven't done a metal album in a while, and it's about time we get back to doing that. So today, we're going to go back to 2007, and we're going to do an album here that we've been talking about doing for a little while, and it's a little overdue. We're going to do the Black Dahlia Murder with Nocturnal. This album is fucking great. Black Dahlia Murder, a little bit of fond memories here because I know we've seen them live about, 5 times?
Yeah.
And they were a great live act, very energetic, and this album doesn't disappoint. It's very energetic, it's very fast-paced, and it is just extremely heavy. Jason, would you like to talk about the Black Dahlia Murder's Nocturnal album?
You can't go wrong with any of their albums. But
no.
To me, this is their third album, and this one just takes it up to the next level. There's so many. I know we talked about like Metallica's Black album and Megadeth's Countdown to Extinction, how them albums, like almost every song is just so catchy. To me, this is how Nocturnal is. Like every song on here is done so well.
Yeah, and without a doubt. I mean, I just love the opening track alone, Everything Went Black. And I just thought that was a really great way to start the album. Matter of fact, you ever see the music video for that? They did the whole Creepshow parody, which, once again, everything comes full circle with metal and horror, as we've talked about here.
And another good song on here is What a Horrible Night to Have a Curse.
That song's fucking heavy, too, and I really enjoy that.
That one's special to me because I love my retro video games, and that's a little nod to Castlevania 2.
Simon's Quest. Yeah.
And the little block comes up, what a horrible night to have a curse.
So if you're a big gamer, you'll definitely get that reference there. One thing that I love about this album, and this was, they had the drummer at the time that was Shannon Lucas, and I just love those blast beats and how fast he played. And seeing these guys live back then, now I know it's been a lot of years since we've seen them, but we have had the opportunity to see them live multiple times. And they were just a great live act. And it was always fun watching those songs live too. You know what I mean? Watching the crowd get amped up. You'll see the mosh pit starting. You can just see, the band even being energetic and really getting into it.
Trevor was such a nice guy too, man. He'd get the crowd all pumped up.
Yes.
Interaction with the crowd. He was such a nice guy.
Yeah, he really did know how to interact with the crowd. And unfortunately, he is no longer here with us. But I figured this is good to give a little homage to this album. If you're not familiar with this, please sit down and listen to this. I mean, there's a lot of really heavy stuff on here. One of my personal favorite songs on here is Death Mask Divine. And I tell you what, I loved watching them do that one live. That's probably one of my favorite Black Dahlia Murder songs of all time. I just love that.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's part of my favorite Dahlia song. And this album, it's not a long album. It's only 34 minutes.
Yeah, it really doesn't take long to get through.
But at least watch the music video for Everything Went Black.
Oh, yeah, with the Creepshow parody. He can hold his breath for a long time. But really, in all honesty, like you mentioned, it's not a long album. Most of the songs are only about 3 minutes in length. There's maybe like 2 or 3 songs that are over 4.5 minutes long. Really, it doesn't take long to get through, but you know what I mean? It just pretty much pounding you in the head the whole time. It's just a great record. I love the guitar riffs on here. You know what I mean? There's a lot of good solos on here, and it's just extremely fast.
And Trevor did such a good job with his vocals, going from the high pitch, like demon scream, into the low gurgles. Like it's pretty impressive how he does that.
I did like his vocal range. You know what I mean? Because you're right, and I do agree with you there. So, is there anything else you'd like to add about the Black Dahlia Murder's Nocturnal album?
Another banger song is I Only Worship What You Bleed.
And that's probably the shortest one on here at 2 minutes long. But I even love that song title. You know what I mean? That's just a catchy song title. I Only Worship What You Bleed. I'm going to have to work that into my everyday conversation at some point in time.
Virally Yours is another good song. It's not a real long song. A lot of banger songs on this album. Great guitar work, good blasting drums.
Oh yeah, you really can't go wrong with this. In some ways now, during this period here, I would consider this maybe their best album. Not only just, I'm not just saying it because that's my personal favorite, but from what, with Black Dahlia, I might say this might be their personal best.
I agree with you on that. I listen to all their albums. I'm a big fan of theirs. And I just don't have the new album that came out, I think, last year.
Now, what was the name of that? Do you remember off the top of your head? Because I'm not...
Verminous was the last album they put out. I think I might be wrong. But anyway, the last one, I didn't... I've been trying to get it every time I go to the CD store. It's never there. I don't like buying stuff online.
Well, I was going to say, hell's fire. You can buy just about anything online nowadays. So, but if you haven't had a chance, by all means, sit down and give this album a listen. You won't be disappointed.
Man, if you guys are familiar with them, let us know. Do you think this is their best album?
I mean, that's what I personally think. But hey, I'm sure there's somebody out there with a different opinion than me.
Yeah, you guys are assholes. That album sucks. To me, this album's great.
Hey, you never know. I mean, we might get that. We might get that angry comment. You guys are assholes. I mean, Unhollowed was their best.
A couple other albums, man. I mean, like I said, I like all their albums, but there's a couple where I'll skip that song and go to the next one. But this one here, man, I put it in. I just let it go.
I love it from start to finish. I mean, there's not a bad song on here, and I do agree with your point. It's like you're not skipping anything. From start to finish, it's great. There's only about 10 songs on it. And like I said, most of them are about 3 minutes in length. And only 2 are like over 4.5. So
when we seen them the first time, I never even heard of them. I think it was, maybe 2004. We went to go see Napalm Death, Hatebreed. And they were there. That's how I found these guys.
And you know what? That was my first.
That
was my first experience. But I remember buying CDs there after seeing them. Because they were with, I remember that was Hatebreed, Black Dahlia Murder, Napalm Death, Exodus, Despised Icon, and First Blood. You want to talk about a heavy fucking show for the $20 that we paid to get in. And I left with a Napalm Death shirt and 2 Black Dahlia Murder albums. So you really couldn't go wrong. So I was hooked right then and there after seeing them live. And after that, we seen them, 3 or 4 times after that?
I think so.
Mayhem Fest, a couple times after that. Yeah. So Hell's Fire, we've probably seen them a good 4 or 5 times. But you're not going to be disappointed with this album. I'm Joey.
I'm Jason.
And this is Metal
Monster
Review.